I spent 6 months trying 5 different passive income ideas while juggling a full course load. I made exactly $0. But here's what I learned that actually matters. Let me start with idea number 1. It's selling photos on stock photo sites like Shutterstock and Adobe Stock. The premise sounds perfect for college. You take pictures, you upload them. Money rolls in forever, right? Wrong. I spent 3 weeks taking what I thought were amazing campus photos, sunset over the library, students studying, aesthetic coffee shop shots. I uploaded 47 images total. 4 months later, I made $2, two actual dollars. Here's why it failed. Stock photo sites are saturated with millions of images already uploaded. Unless you have professional equipment and are shooting something genuinely unique, your photos get buried in the results. Plus, it takes months for your portfolio to even get approved. I wasted time I could have spent on literally anything else. The lesson here is important. If the barrier to entry is low, so is your competitive edge. Everyone can take photos. That's exactly the problem. Idea number 2 is freelance proofreading on platforms like Readsy and Scribd. I got certified as a proofreader through a free online course. Then I posted my profile and set my rates at $20 per hour, thinking that was reasonable. I waited for clients to start coming in. I got 0 inquiries. Not one single person contacted me. Why? Because I had no portfolio, I had no reviews, I had no prior clients to show. The platform was full of people with 5-star ratings and hundreds of completed projects. I was competing against established professionals and I had nothing to show them. After 2 weeks of watching my profile sit there untouched, I deleted it. The real issue is that freelance platforms are portfolio-based systems. You need proof you're good before anyone will hire you. But you can't get proof without clients. That's a catch-22 that took me way too long to figure out. Moving on to the third idea. It's recording my lectures and selling them on a custom website as study materials. Sounds legal, right? I'm just sharing notes, but in video form. Except here's what I didn't think about. Most universities explicitly prohibit recording lectures without professor permission. Mine does. I called my registrar to ask if it was allowed and got told it violated academic integrity policy. So that idea was dead from the start. Even if your school allows it, you'd be competing with professors themselves. Many schools now require professors to post their own lecture recordings online. You simply can't compete with free content from the actual source material. I spent 2 weeks setting up a website, writing product descriptions, and recording sample videos. I never launched it because I realized I'd get sued before I made my first dollar. The lesson here is critical. Don't build around content you don't have rights to. No matter how good the idea seems, you'll run into legal problems. Let's talk about idea number 4. I tried creating downloadable study guides specific to popular college textbooks and selling them on Etsy. I made 5 study guides covering Calculus 2, organic chemistry, world history, biology, and microeconomics. I spent hours formatting them, adding practice problems, and color coding everything to make them look professional. I priced each one at $14.99. I got 3 views and 0 sales over 8 weeks. The problem was discovery and competition. Etsy shoppers are looking for handmade items and vintage products, not study guides. When they search for study guides, they find tons of free resources on Reddit and Google Docs shared by other students. Why would anyone pay for mine when free options are available? Etsy also takes significant fees. There's a listing fee of $3 per month, there's payment processing fees, there's transaction fees on every sale. By the time someone bought something, I would have made maybe $10 in actual profit. I needed to sell 10 guides per month just to break even on listing costs alone. The real issue is that I picked a platform with too much friction and way too much free competition. That combination is deadly for any business model. Idea number 5 is different from the others. I invested $300 into a peer-to-peer lending platform called Lending Club. The concept is that people borrow money, you earn interest on that loan, and that becomes your passive income. 9 months of holding that investment. You know how much I made? $11.43. That's a 3.8% annual return on my money. My regular savings account gave me 4.5% interest with 0 risk involved. I literally could have put the money in a bank and made more money while sleeping. Plus, there's credit risk to consider. Some borrowers defaulted on their loans. That money just vanished from my account. With peer-to-peer lending, you're betting on strangers' creditworthiness and financial stability. That's not passive at all. That's risky and time-consuming. The real takeaway from this experience is that just because something is called passive doesn't mean it actually works that way. So what actually worked? What's the pattern I'm seeing after trying all 5 of these ideas? Let me break down the core lessons that matter. First, anything with 0 barrier to entry is oversaturated quickly. Photography, writing guides, pre-made study materials. Everyone's doing it, so nobody wants to pay. You need some friction to create scarcity. Second, you need to build a moat around your business. Something that's hard to replicate quickly. That's either your personal reputation, your network of connections, or access to something unique that others can't get. I had none of those things working in my favor. Third, free competition will always destroy paid offerings if the quality is similar. This matters so much for college students especially. There's too much free content available online. Your paid content has to be meaningfully better than free alternatives or it won't sell. Fourth, passive income is called passive, but building the system is definitely not passive. The passive part comes after months of groundwork and effort. I was expecting money immediately, which was naive and wrong. Fifth, you need to validate your idea before you spend weeks building it. I wasted time on ideas that nobody actually wanted to buy. Before spending another hour on something new, I should have surveyed potential customers first to see if demand existed. Here's what matters most, however. Some of you watching will try passive income ideas and fail, just like I did. That's actually the point of experimenting. Failure teaches you faster than success ever could. The students who win aren't the ones who picked the right idea on the first try. They're the ones who failed fast, learned the lesson, and moved on to something better. I wasted 6 months and learned 5 lessons that would have taken years to figure out otherwise. That's not a failure. That's data you can use going forward. If you want to try passive income, start with just one idea at a time. Run it for exactly 4 weeks. Track what went wrong. Kill it. Move to the next one. Don't do what I did and spend 3 months hoping something works. Hope is not a strategy. Links are in the description that break down the most viable passive income paths for college students right now. If you watched this far, you probably want to actually make money instead of chase shiny ideas. That resource will save you the 6 months I just wasted. Let me know which of these ideas you tried and what actually happened in your experience. The comment section is way more useful than my advice at this point.